Hello students, continuing with chapter 16 basics of financial mathematics. As we have discussed earlier, we will be today talking about GST. That's it. That is goods and service tax, an indirect tax which is applicable only on or levied on goods and services. So there are certain types of GSTs which we have to discuss. First one is CGST, that is Central Goods and Service Tax, which the tax paid by the consumer is given to the or received by the central government. Second is SGST, that is a state goods and service tax. This is the part of the GST which is received by the state government. Normally the GST is divided equally between CGST and SGST. So for example, if GST is 100 rupees, CGST and SGST both will be 50 rupees each. Now coming to integrated IGST, integrated GST, when a good is transacted between two states, say from one state to another state, this tax is applicable. And when you talk about UTGST, it means Union Territories GST. This is applicable only in the Union Territories of the country and it is paid in addition to the CGST. Correct. Now coming to one of the examples related to GST. First example says if price of a TV including GST is 45,900 rupees and if GST is 8%, we are supposed to find the maximum retail price or MRP. So if we let that MRP is P, so P plus 8% of the P is 45,900. That means P plus 8P upon 100 is 45,900. If we take the LCM, it becomes 108P upon 100. So the value of P will be 45,900 into 100 divided by 108, which comes out to rupees 42,500. So MRP of the TV will be 42,500. Now let us take one more example, and which says, let me read the question. Just listen to the question carefully. It says an article is costing rupees 10,000. It is made in Union Territory of Ladakh and sold in Chandigarh. If rates of CGST and UTGST are 5% and 3% respectively, calculate the rate of the article in Chandigarh. So we all know that cost price of the article is rupees 10,000. Correct. Now the rate of CGST is 5% and UTGST is 3%. So the total tax applicable will be 8%. Correct. So GST will be, rate of GST will be, as I've told you earlier, UTGST is calculated in addition to CGST, which is 8%. Correct. Now what we have to find? Rate of the article in Chandigarh. Rate in Chandigarh. $10,000 plus 8% tax on 10,000 rupees. Correct, which is 800. So the cost of the article in Chandigarh will be rupees 10,800. Okay. As we all know that GST is calculated in 5 slabs, that is nil, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. And on certain goods like gold, it is 3% specifically or especially it is, and on semi-precious stones it is 0.25. So normally broadly dividing it, the GST, it is in 5 slabs: 0, 5, 12, 18 and 28%. Now the third example is related to this only, that if the GST is decreased from 28% to 18%, a consumer has to pay 600 less for this. Find the MRP. So हम कहते हैं let MRP be, again P ले लेते हैं उसको, x ले सकते हो आप. So initial GST was is 28%, correct? So the bill will be of x plus 28% of x, correct? Which is 128x upon 100. Now new GST is 18%. Now the bill will be x plus 18% of x, which is 118x upon 100. ठीक है? We are being given that difference in bills is rupees 600. Therefore, 128x upon 100 minus 118x upon 100 is equal to 600. So 10x upon is equals to 600 into 100 and the value of x. Therefore, the MRP will be rupees 6,000. I hope this is clear to all of you. Correct. Now let us take example 4, which says, please listen carefully. A manufacturer A sells a laptop to the dealer B for rupees 30,000. The dealer B sells it to the consumer at a profit of 5,000. The sales is intrastate. If the GST rate is 18%, find CGST paid by the dealer, SGST, and the amount that the consumer pays for the laptop. So the laptop is being sold for 30,000. The dealer is selling it at a profit of to the consumer at a profit of 5,000 rupees. The GST rate is 18%. So interstate GST rate is 18%, and as we all know that CGST will be 9% and SGST will also be 9%. आधी आधी equally divide होती है, correct? So CGST, which the manufacturer will get, collected by the manufacturer spelling of manufacturer is TURE, and the manufacturer A will be 9% of the selling price, which is 30,000, which is rupees 2,700. And what about SGST? It will also be the same. SGST collected by manufacturer A will be, again it will be 9% of the selling price, which is 30,000, which is rupees 2,700, correct? So now the dealer B sells it at a profit of how much? Rupees 5,000. Done. So MRP will be 30,000 में ऐड हुए उसके 5,000 रुपए प्रॉफिट के, and the MRP becomes rupees 35,000. Correct? Now what happens? CGST. अब जो कंज्यूमर से लिया जाएगा, CGST collected by dealer, B will be 9% of rupees 35,000, which is rupees 3150. And if I'm not wrong, SGST will also be the same. Correct? We all know that. SGST collected by dealer B will be, again it will be 9% of 35,000, which is again rupees 3150. So he has paid 2,700 and tax as received. Okay, 3150 as this. So first part says CGST paid by the dealer. B will be, उनको मिला है 3150, उन्होंने पे किया था 2,700 टू द मैन्युफैक्चरर, सो रुपीज 450 उनको डिफरेंस मिलेगा. करेक्ट. व्हाट अबाउट SGST? SGST paid by the dealer B, it will again be 3150 minus 2,700. 3150 which he has collected and 2,700 which he has paid to the manufacturer A. Correct? ये हो गया 450. Done. So total SGST, $2,700 पहले थी प्लस 450 अब है, ये हो गई 3,150. वही आना था ये तो पहले भी और अब भी. करेक्ट. Now the third part says what is the amount which the consumer has to pay. Amount paid by the consumer. He has to pay 18%. He has to pay 35,000 first. 35,000 तो उसको मिलेगा ही जो पे किया है, प्लस इस पर 18% जो GST लगा है वो. करेक्ट. इनटू 18% ऑल्सो. डन. ये हो गया 35,000 प्लस 6,300, that is rupees 41300. Okay, so students, I hope that you have understood the concept. Please go through the examples properly. Try to recollect what you have studied in the class and what I have told you here. I'll be giving you certain questions for practice. Please solve them. Try to understand the GST properly. In the meantime, stay home, stay safe, and practice your studies because examinations are coming near. Thank you and have a good day.